Yeah, way in the back.
For a small fee, of course.
No, we have a signing at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock, bring anything you want, we'll sign it for you, we'll be happy to.
Yeah, but we can't afterwards. They're very strict about that here, because otherwise it wouldn't be fair to everybody, so. Yeah.
They'll kill Guy.
Quick, let's get out of here before one of those things kills Guy. Yes.
So first of all, I just want to say that you guys did like an awesome job, because Michelle's like my favorite. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
really happy to be here. And also, out of all the characters that you voiced acted for, which ones like relate to you most?
I'll let you take that first.
Well, wow. Well, here's the thing. I think part of us, I think I said this on a panel yesterday, every character that we do has us in it. So the major is me, but it's me skewed to fit the constraints of confines of her life and her decisions. Which do I relate to? I think, I don't know, I did a couple games, Naruto games, where I played Lady Tsunade, and she's, well, at the time I was big, and she's a big drinker and a gambler and everything else, and I'm like, that's me, you know, and sort of mellowed from that a little bit in terms of the gambling, anyway. What characters do you relate to, Richard?
Yeah, I think there are some characters that you make the character you, and then there's some characters where you try to become the character, and it just kind of depends on what it is and what the situation is. And there's a lot of, you know, I love, Bato is very similar to me in many ways, and Jigen is very similar to me in many ways, and there's a lot of characters that I do you know, like Mary says, it is you, it's part of you, and you know, and there's some characters that are just like really bizarre, like the Joker. I don't think I'm anything like the Joker, but you have to find whatever it is about you and him that kind of connect. And you know, it's funny. I'm trying to remember the actor. I'll remember his name in a minute, but a very, very famous actor. And what he used to do was he would get cast in a part, and then he would start making a list, and he would list all the things that were similar to him and his character, and then on the other side he would list all things that were different, and that somehow helped him to kind of, you know, compartmentalize the different things with his character. I'm trying to remember who did that, but Anthony Quinn. Anthony Quinn used to do that. So I think that's kind of an interesting way to approach it, you know, and you know, I think that's true. You just, in order to make a character believable and seem real and seem alive, you really have to infuse it with as much of yourself as possible, so that there's a reality to it, and then you're not just saying words, that there's something coming from that character that's coming off the page that's bringing it alive, you know. And the best way to do that is to infuse yourself into the character. So.
Someone way in the back.
Naruto.
Naruto.
Wrong panel, isn't it? Mary will have to help me. I don't remember any of my lines from Naruto.
Naruto. Naruto's house. Well, Kurenai always says Genjutsu, and then you've got Lady Mizukage, who's just, I am the Mizukage, and she's very sort of sly and wry down in there. But she says, if you mention that one more time, I will kill you. And she's fun to play.
Kind of got me a little excited. I got me a little excited there, actually. I kind of like that. Hanzo and Amanda. So I don't know. I don't remember anything that they say.
Hanzo
says.
Hanzo of the Salad. Oh, we just did this great episode with Richard. It was a really good episode. It was like, I don't know if anybody watches, but the 4th Great Ninja War started, and one of the great things that they're doing, that Kabuto is doing, is reviving dead ninja to use against our heroes. And one of them is Hanzo, who was killed by Pain a long time ago, and he's brought back, and we get to see his whole backstory with Mifune, and so we got to see Hanzo as a young man, and it was really wonderful. I love when they do that with characters, that you get the backstory, and you get to see how they developed from one part of their life to the next, and then he changes at the end, and he sort of has this comes to terms with who he is and forgives, and it's a beautiful, you did beautiful work in it.
Oh, thank you.
Great.
And the cool thing about that was that, yeah, this guy who was like his mortal enemy, he actually the guy took him down and he kind of admired him in a way at the end. It's like, wow, you did that, you know, and it was kind of interesting. The Japanese are really big on that sort of thing, you know, and you know, the honor and all that sort of thing. And it was kind of a cool episode. And to answer your question, I don't remember any lines from it.
Just say, believe it. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
To this day, after working in the field so long, do you still sound different up here than when you listen to your own recordings? Or do you find yourself...
You know what, I've been doing this so long and I've heard myself do this stuff so much that, yeah, I kind of know what I sound like now. I think most people, when you first start doing this sort of thing and you first hear yourself on a recording, you go, wow, I sound like that. You know, it's just kind of weird. And same with when you first see yourself on camera and whatever, I think it's kind of weird. But you get used to it and it just becomes part of your deal. Do you feel that's the same? Or?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm more used to hearing myself as a character than I am when I, get on the button after, somebody's just finished a line, and I'll say, that was awesome, all right, let's move on to, and sometimes that's recorded as well, and they'll play it back and you hear me on the end of things, and I was like, oh, tell that man to shut up, because I keep forgetting how deep my voice is. Just as me, just my voice. Why does that man keep interrupting you? Tell him to shut up. It's the major, yeah. So, but yeah, you really do get used to it. After a while, Miley Flanagan still to this day is like, turn me off, I don't want to hear me, I hate the sound of me, it's so strange. I'm like, Miley, you're amazing, but...
Yeah, there's a lot
ship
of...
landing, there's a big bass.
Yeah.
There's a lot of on-camera actors that won't watch themselves in movies and TV and stuff like that, which I think is kind of bizarre,
I
it's like,
hated watching myself
really?
on camera, hated it.
I don't mind it at all.